And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the quarterfinals of the WardiTV Monday number 11. We have returned with quite a PvZ ahead of us, and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Alkione, we have our South Korean Zerg player. We have the Blue Zerg representing Gaimon Gladiators. It is SHIN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Brodos player, the Red Brodos representing Gen G Esports. It is Draft. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is time to get your gamba going. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you believe will take the series. Oh boy, we've seen both Trap and SHIN go back and forth. It's going to be a hard one to call. Best of luck. Best of luck in the chat, as this can go either way. Can go either way here. But now is going to be Hatch first. We have seen SHIN many times take the goal base here on Alkione, but here against Trap he does avoid it. We have spoken about this in the past, but it is quite common for the Korean Protoss players to punish this goal base by cannon rushing, and as a result, players like Dark and SHIN do avoid going for the gold now, at least against those certain players. So we do have a much more standard opener instead. Hatch, full gas here by SHIN. Likewise, Trap going for his own gate expand. And we can settle in. We can settle in from here. Now, SHIN, he is a very unorthodox player in this matchup. I say unorthodox, he's very aggressive. He can play standard, but standard isn't really his forte. He can go for these more aggressive Roach timings, Ling Hydra timings as well. Proxy Hatch openers. SHIN can be very difficult to keep up with, which is why we have seen players like SHIN defeat max packs from time to time. Over the past, 1-2 months, we have seen that a little bit more often. Just because he can be a hard player to read. And we'll see if Trap can keep up. See if Trap can keep up. For now, he confirms the opener. Does rotate over towards the third base to delay. Delay. Likewise, Lings, they get on top of the pylon. They will force a cancel, and now we can expand. Not a bad start here by Travis. Oh, he does not get the second delay here. Ideally, if you can buy enough time for the Adept to arrive, then the Adept can focus on the drone, and then you can massively delay the third base. Alas, Trap barely did not get it up, and SHIN expands. SHIN does expand. Behind this, Stargate is on the way. It's going to be an Oracle-based opener, I would imagine. Into a third, into triple Oracle. We'll see if Trap does mix it up by going for a Void Ray. Is viable. It's still viable to go for a Void Ray opener, for example. But we have confirmation it is going to be the Oracle. The Oracle is confirmed. Double Adepts moving out. 2 Adepts, of course, they can one-shot drones. They do threaten the Shade. And they head towards the Natural. Just delaying some mining time, forcing a reaction here, forcing out an Evo Chamber by SHIN. Not bad. Just keeping SHIN on his toes. Keeping him pinned. Likewise, Trap now arriving with a third Adept. And the first Oracle is moving out. Now, SHIN with these extra wave of Lings, he can try to shut these Adepts down and then counterattack, but Jesus, that is still 3 Adepts though. And does he commit? He does! Does go into the Natural. Gets 1 drone so far, gets 2. 2, 3, soon to be 4 drone kills. Well, doesn't quite get the 4th drone. 3 Adepts for 3 drones. Not the best trade for Trap. It was a 1-to-1 trade. That was better for SHIN, and now SHIN can counterattack. And now he can threaten the 3rd. There's going to be 1 Adept in position. Oracle's out on the map. Not at home. And this may just force Trap back. Now he commits. Which means the third base. No, it's a kill! That's a kill, not a cancel. Massive pickup. Trap, he was paying attention elsewhere. He was focusing on the Oracle harass instead. And that was huge. That was huge. The Oracles, they get 2 drones across the map, but that was not worth it. That was 400 minerals down the drain. This early on, that is insane. And now we see, I mean, we already had an infestation. Sorry, we already had a Twilight Council and a Forge on the way. That should be pulsed on and blink. But we're not set up for an all-in. Trap is not set up for this. Now re-expanding, moving out through the center. Oracles, they hit the natural. Oh! They threaten it at least. They threaten the natural base. Lair is halfway done. SHIN even surrounds and cashes out the Fs. Ay, ay, ay. SHIN is all over this. And SHIN, more importantly, he confirms. He just scouted, he confirms that there is an expansion, that there are Stalker reinforcements. Now he knows it's +1 blink. If SHIN wants to, he can skip roaches. He does have a roach war, and he could skip them and go into a Hydra and just go Ling Hydra. SHIN has a lot of freedom. He's playing it safe. Does go for the Hydra, but still research roach speed. So, just in case needs roaches, does have access to them. He does have to come back home. Is taking up Temple Archives on the way. That's going to be for Storm, going to be for Archon production. Ay, ay, ay. SHIN checking for a 4th. There is none. And Hydras are on the way. And at this point, Trap, he has to try to cut corners. That's the thing here. He has to try to take some risks, take a chance, take a faster 4th base, which is why SHIN scouted for one. Does confirm. No 4th on left-hand side either. Stalkers are being quite cavalier here out on the map. They're being adventurous. They do have that Oracle support. Ling's getting caught out. Good trades here by Trap. Shaves off a couple of Lings. 4th base is protected. And SHIN is now building up. Building up a couple of roaches, getting to Hydras. Infestation Mit's on the way. That's going to be for Hive Tech. That's going to be for Lurkers. SHIN has not confirmed the location of the 4th.
Your forces are taking damage. Terrible damage.
He is a diva enjoyer. He's every time. But yeah, SHIN, he's not fully aware of where Trap has expanded yet. He's checking the gold. Does see an opening here. SHIN pushing forward, takes the stasis to the face. Triggers both. And he goes for his run by. He's going for the mineral line. The Oracle's on a fire. One Oracle goes down. Stasis goes off. Does catch a couple of Hydras. Regardless, SHIN just trying to pull Trap apart. Unable to though. Storm is done. Trap is holding. Not bad. Is holding on. Cannons are falling. But no major economic damage. Not yet. SHIN is almost maxed out, but I believe SHIN is waiting for his Lurkers. Lurker den about to finish. Hive just began. SHIN just rotates over towards the 3rd base. Catching out the High Templar. Gets 2. 2 High Templar go down. SHIN, he has to respect the army though. Has to pull back. Trading against Zealots. SHIN, he does fall in supply. Trap playing this out well. But again, really what we're waiting for are the Lurkers. We're waiting for those Lurkers. Speaking of, as SHIN gets into Lurker tech, Fleet Beacon. Sky Toss is on the way for Trap. There it is, 9 Lurkers now morphing. I would still give the edge to Shin, just because even though there's a fleet beacon, there's no second Stargate. Speaking of, now it gets thrown down. But Trap isn't really ready for a Skytoss transition yet. He needs more time. And there's going to be a window here where where Shin has lurkers and Trap does not have Skytoss. Lurkers have arrived. Shin's still waiting for his upgrades. Oh. Shots going off. Things trying to sneak by the army. That's unable to. Army is moving out. Tempest production has begun, which is going to be ideal against lurkers. It's getting to the Tempest. Second Robo for Mass Immortal. +1 air attack. Trap, he's stabilizing. You could definitely argue that Shin, he lost a little bit too much trying to break both locations or both bases, where he didn't really get any probe kills. Nice snipe on the first lurker. Oof. Smash just going off. Trades Lings for Stalkers. Better trade for Shin. Rotating around, Tempest is revealed. Lurkers are going for the base, but Trap is going to be coming in from behind. And Shin has to get the hell out of here. As he moves away, we have a second Lurker army moving in. The High Templar, they're not ready for this. They need a little bit more time for energy for their storms. The first storm's about to pop out. One High Templar falls, there's still 3 left. Likewise, Zealot counterattack into the main base does deny Adaptive Talons. Massive pickup. No more Lunkers. No more Lurker, just Hydra. Lurker's getting caught out. Reinforcements on the way. That's a lot of Hydras. Lings are coming from behind. They're trying to force out the storms. Oh, there's 3 High Templar left. Up! Oh my god. Barely they survive. The Lurkers are able to hold their own. I say that down to 4 Lurkers. Lurker Den was not rebuilt. I don't think Shin noticed. And Shin is bleeding out too much. So many Hydras going down. The Tempest count getting out of hand at this point. 4 Tempest. 5 Tempest even. Spire is on the way. Some of the Lurkers who survive, no detection. Oh my god. Shin is hurting. The gold base is helping. It's helping him stabilize and helping him maintain himself. But these are expensive losses. And Shin wasn't really set up for Skytoss. There we go. Now he notices Lurker Den's being rebuilt. Very late. Spores are on the way. Shin, he has to turtle up. And Trap, he's now taking more bases. He's now just taking a greater economy, or getting into a greater economy. It's looking good. Trap has taken a lead. Building up more Immortals. Dark Shrines on the way. +2 air attack, almost done. At the same time, we do see Shin attempting a Roach counterattack after he forces a recall. And Trap, he's in position. Shuts down the Roaches. At the same time, Zealot Rumbai does get into the mineral line. Yeah, Lurker's a little bit too far back. But Shin's just broke. I mean, he just doesn't really have much of an economy to work with. His drone count is okay, but the problem is that his losses early on. Those are expensive losses. So Shin is down heavily here in supply. Trap is maxed out. And he's going for it. He's going for the kill. Corruptors are on the way for Shin. Shin making a couple more Corruptors. Hydra's on the way as well. Yoink comes in, but there's no follow-up. Oh, second Yoink. Does he get the mothership? Third Yoink. There we go. Did cost him 3 abductions, but he gets it in the end. He gets it. Meanwhile, Zealot run by Zealot drop into the main. 12 drone kills, and the Lurker Den once again no shot. For a second time, Lurker Den goes down. Not like this. Lurker Den's being rebuilt. Trap rotating around. Making his way towards that gold. When it comes to the Corruptor count, it has slowly been building up. We have 13 Corruptors. Not bad. No Greater Spire, though. It is very heavily Corruptor Lurker oriented. Likewise, Trap is building up a bank. Getting to his upgrades. Tectonic Destabilizers on the way. Trap does push in. I mean, gets a kill. Not bad. Takes down a base. Corruptor's being zoned back. At the same time, oh, do have a nice counterattack here with the Blink Stalkers. Does distract Shin. And right now the onus is on Shin to try to be as cost efficient as possible, to try to start working towards a bank. I mean, the terrifying thing about this kind of game state here is that Shin does not have the greater economy. Like, usually you'd see the Zerg player with more bases, with map control, and with, you know, booming economic states. That is not the case here, though. That's the big problem here, is that Shin, he just doesn't have many bases. Another natural goes down. Main army pushing in. I mean, Shin, he's on like 2 mining bases. Oof. Running into storms. And Trap, he's gonna be coming from behind. Oh, there's Yoink. Jiggity Yoink. Mothership goes down. We'll see if Trap, can he try to catch out these Lurkers? I mean, Trap out of position. Lurkers are pushing in. They do get the Nexus. We're going for a base trade. Let's go. We're going for a base trade. Trap, he's pushing. The Corruptors turn around. Oh, nice storm on the Corruptors. The Lurkers, they turn back around as well. Shin trying to save what little economy he has left. He wants the army. Once again, zoning storms. There's still, what, 2 storms remaining. Storm of the Hydras. 1 Ice Templar left. 1 more storm. And the Tempest, they go down. Now it's just a ground army, but the Corruptors, they didn't shoot down. And GG gets called a trap. He will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Trap, again, able to get ahead economically, take more bases, build up a death pool of an army. SHIN just had some really rough fights in the lead up here to the late game. He was bleeding out too many Hydras, too many Lurkers went down as well. SHIN, he just was forced to replenish his army time and time again, and likewise did not have a good economy behind it either. We mentioned it towards the end there, but SHIN didn't really have many bases, didn't have many workers either, so he just could not sustain himself in a longer game state. It was one and done. SHIN was basically all in at the end. Had no other kind of way out of that. GG, well played. Despite the rough start, remember, SHIN, he killed the third. He got a kill on the third Nexus. That was insane, and SHIN was ahead in the early to mid game. But if you remember, SHIN, he committed to Roach Hydra aggression, and he didn't really get much done with it. Like, he was having a really hard time getting any economic damage. Trap, he defended, weathered the storm, got ahead. GG, well played. Very well done here by Trap. And with that, we're now getting ready for game number 2. Jumping into game 2 here. And we'll see where this takes us. We'll see. Trap didn't cancel his third as a handicap for content. True! It was all intentional, Pappy. It was all intentional. But it was very impressive. Like, really impressive defense out of Trap. Like, despite having a bit of a rougher start, he, again, was very solid here at his third and fourth base. We saw SHIN going for these split pushes, trying to split up the army, trying to catch him off guard, but Trap was all over it. GG. Very well done. Very well done as we're getting into game number 2. Let's go. On-site Delta. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Site Delta, we have the blue Zerg player. We have the South Korean Zerg representing Gaiman Gladiators down in the series. We'll see if we can bounce back. It is SHIN. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player from South Korea representing Gen G Esports. It is Trap. We go. I guess the other thing to bear in mind, which was actually quite impactful, was the Lurker Den snipes. Time and time again, the War Prism would get into the main, and we saw the Lurker Den sniped 2 times there throughout the course of the game. The first time was actually quite crucial. I mean, both times denied Adaptive Talons. Adaptive Talons was never really researched, but it did stifle Lurker production and did kind of take or strip away the advantage that SHIN had, the tech advantage that he otherwise initially had with the faster Hive, with the Lurker tech. Had to rebuild and stuck with mainly Hydra for a long time. But now we can settle in. Now we can settle into game 2. And we'll see how SHIN does adjust. As for now, standard openers. Hatch gas pool, no crazy hatch block across the map or anything like that. Nothing wild yet. That's why I'm just catching up with the chat. Is Light a Viper because he sure abducts the audience with his great casting. Ahí está. You're an animal. God. I like to believe that, like, because there were so many abducts in that game, you just keep hearing the word abduct, and you're like, I need to say something about this. He keeps saying duck, Pappy. Oh no. You're an animal. Ahí está. Shaking my head. As we are settling in, we're joining on up. SHIN to take a third, Trap in position to delay. We saw last game that Trap, he was able to get a couple of pylon blocks off, but wasn't quite able to buy enough time for the Adept. We'll see if he's a little bit more successful this time, as a pylon is going to be placed. Oh, and he's going, no! And Trap doesn't quite get her in time. SHIN, he will be able to expand. It takes the linear third. There's a cancel on the pylon, and Trap gets the hell out of there. Here we go. I thought a recent patch made it so you can't abduct the mothership. Sorry if I'm missing some info there. The recent patch is an upcoming patch. It is not live. They are proposed changes to the game. They're live on the PTR, the public test realm, but they're not currently live in the game. So soon TF. To be fair, we have been casting a lot of tournaments on the PTR. Most of our casts actually over the past like 2 months have been on the PTR. But WardiTV Monday, this weekly specifically, is not on the PTR. It is on the current patch and the current map pool, which is a bit of a shame. I think like this WardiTV Monday is the only open cup that is not on the PTR. Like our open tournaments are on the PTR. The Pigosaur Mondays are on the PTR. The KSRCs are on the PTR. Just Wardi's events are not. It does make Wardi's PTR tournaments a little bit more special, I guess, because of that. Because his weeklies aren't on it. But that is how currently things are. My brain just hears a word. Hears a word. It makes up a lot of word plays automatically. It's just how it works. I see. As Double Oracle does hit the third, but alas, Shin's in position. Rotating over towards the natural. Spore is ready, and Shin does defend. Oh, as Trappy does does run over the queens. First Oracle goes down. Yeah, rough moment there for Trap, as he has not gotten much done with them. One drone for one Oracle. Ay. Not the best trade here for Trap. Does pull back, getting to his own adept aggression. Following it up with a Forge and a Twilight Council. Should be plus on a Blink on the horizon here for Trap. Just a standard follow-up. But now there's that much more pressure on Trap to get damage done. And here we go. Vanilla Adepts across the map. Double Oracle. Let's see if we can make up for that dead Oracle at the start of the game. Or earlier. Here we go. As Trap shades into the natural. Going for the fourth. Can force a cancel. Up. He can and he will. Fourth base is going to be denied. Nice pickoff. Headed towards the natural. Lings are keeping up. Trap pulls away. Upgrades are on the horizon. And denying the fourth base, I mean, that's a nice pickoff. It does help definitely here for Trap. I'm sure he's still looking for a little bit more damage. Up. As Lings, they collapse in. They get us around here on the Adepts, but they will shade away in time. Doesn't lose an Adept yet. They're quite low, but they do survive. As SHIN wants to chase them down. He wants to and he will. A couple of Adepts will fall. Until they make it back home. Just in time. And SHIN shouldn't be able to get too much done here at the third. Force back. Trap defends. SHIN backs off. He's going to be saturating his bases. Getting up to 3, soon to be 4 base economy. The fourth base is still quite heavily delayed because of that cancel. Still in the way. Likewise, we do see a Trap confirming saturation. Gets eyes on the mineral line, the gases. And we at least know that SHIN is getting into Ling, Roach, Ravager. Has yet to tech up. Has the lair, but there is no Hydroden. Not yet, at least. Just Ling, Roach into Banelings. A very different kind of composition here from SHIN. A little more mid-game oriented. He's massing up Roaches as we speak. Has gotten up to 71 drones. He isn't making any more workers yet. He's focusing on purely Roach production. Trap now taking towards Storm, towards Immortal production. Purely has Stalkers, and here we go. SHIN is knocking down those rugs. He's moving out. SHIN is getting ready for his push. And he has cut worker production. Just now getting back into some drones. 4 more drones on the way. For the most part, SHIN does want to try to break that third. Distracted by the main army. Oh, very nice stasis. We'll buy some time. Roaches get caught. Trap him back. He can back off. Getting into Immortals. Storm has begun. Storm is on the way for Trap. But SHIN is about to max out. He's about to max out here. Trap, he's playing with fire. He has to get the hell out of here. Oh no! Forced to recall. We'll lose 1, 2, 3 Stalkers. Stalkers go down. Oh, sorry, 2 Stalkers go down. One of them barely survived. Trap being forced back. 4th base under fire. Shin is looking for a cancel. God, that's a lot of banelings. 50 banelings! Oh my god! I knew he was going to make a lot of banelings, but Jesus. 50 banelings rolling in. How good are the storms? Nothing already. 5 more seconds. The boys are being pulled away. Yeah, storm. Oh, they will connect. Pretty good storms, but the base is going to go down. Hi, hi, hi. Banelings once again just zoning back the army. Oh, is there a storm? There is. Thankfully. Is the storm to zone away? But there's still even more banelings. No more High Templar. No more storms. And the Nexus should be going down. Oh yeah, 11 probe kills and the Nexus. I said and the overcharge. Oh, does he save it? No, just barely not. Nexus goes down. Trades well with the Stalkers. Oh my god. So many Stalkers fall here to the Lings. And in a way, Trap does hold. Trap at least did hold on to his 4th as well. Does maintain a worker count. He's got 60 probes. But Shin, he can just remax and do that again. Once again, diving on the High Templar. Up, gets 1. 1 High Templar goes down. And Shin is getting ready to do that again. But mate, that was 50 banelings. That was crazy. Oh my god. That's it. Losing the 3rd for content. Ah. Oh no. Trap, he is a fan of content. He's a fan. Look, he knows he has to make it exciting, man. He has to make it exciting. He can't just win the game. That'll be too dull. True. This K-Waves are going down. Meanwhile, more banelings on the way once again. Not as high as the 50 banelings we saw earlier, but still a decent chunk nonetheless. Getting up to 30 banelings. Only 30. Now, what I will say, because Trap was able to save that 4th base, he still has a pretty decent economy here, but it will come down to how efficient these storms are going to be. There's a lot of banelings, but depending on how Trap engages, he can either hold on, he can still take a fight, but we'll see as banelings are rolling in. Just claps in towards the 4th. High Templar getting caught out. Oh! Storms get thrown down. Good storms here on the banelings, but regardless, still get into the mineral line. They at least try to. Mineral line kept safe and sound. Instead, trading with the army. Stalkers are falling, and alas, Trappy just does not have enough. The swarm will overwhelm. The Immortals, the High Templar, they all fall. Next, the mineral line. And the 4th base has been broken. Unfortunately, Trap, he was just spread a little bit too far thin. He was split in between his 3rd and his 4th. Caught out in the center as well. And GG gets called. Shin will tie the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Whew. GG. Are going to game 3. And again, that's also one of the big, I should say, features, or one of the big things here about Side Delta is that your 4-base setup is a little bit more spread out, a little bit more difficult to really fortify and defend. We saw that Trap was kind of caught in between his bases, even in the initial defense as well. And with that, Shin did take advantage of that. GG. GG, well played. Up next, we're going to be loading into our next map, the final map of the series. We're going to be loading into Oceanborn. Oh boy, let's go. Getting into Oceanborn. And we'll see who takes this. This could still go either way. I would say that your 3 and 4 base setup here on Oceanborn is much more defendable than on Side Delta, but on the flip side, the rush distance by ground is a lot shorter on Oceanborn as well. So because of that, we could be seeing Shin cut workers earlier on. If you recall, he did cut workers around 72 when he went for his, mass bailing attack at the 3rd location in the last game. Here we could see him cut workers earlier on instead, but for now, we're diving in. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the blue Zerg player representing Gaiman Gladiators. It is Shin. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player from South Korea representing Gen G Esports. It is Trap. be settling in. And my eyes are going to be on Shin here to see when and if he does cut workers earlier on, if he does commit on 3 bases, whether it's with a German taxi, a Queen, Roach Walk across the map, or if he does embrace a more macro game. Likewise, Trap has gone for a Stargate opener every game so far. We'll see if that continues. We'll see if he does mix it up. Hola, papi. Hello, password. Hello. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Buenos días. Me imagino. Buenos días, papi. Hopefully everything's going well. As Shin is going hatch pool gas. We saw something very similar to this in game 1. Very similar. Just a slight deviation here in the early game for Shin. Otherwise, gate expand. Gate expand here from Trap. I just saw the chat. Losing the game for content. The content machine, Pat. You've been teaching him well, Gemini. Oh my god. Oh, the content. Let's go. So we are going to be settling in. Soon to be going for our tech of choice. Cybercore is on the way. And there it is. It is going to be that Stargate once again from Trap. Right across the map. Once again, Trap going for the pylon block. This time going to be a little bit more successful here, in a sense. It is very unusual for the Zerg player to expand at the linear third base location. So Shin, he will fight for it. Pylon is still in position. Sorry, the probe, I should say. Up! And he does not get the delay. Hatchery gets thrown down. The Adept has arrived, but Shin does get his third. Does get his expansion. But every game so far, Trap, he's been all about that pylon block. All about slaying the third. Adept chases into the main. Gets a Ling. So 1 Ling so far. Second Adept joining with the first. Is looking to meet up. And we'll see what Trap can get done. Likewise, Oracle's on the way. Trap soon to expand and take his third. Soon to do so. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Buenos dias, buenos dias. Jesus, it's already so late. Yo, my sleep schedule is ruined. After casting so much over the weekend, I woke up at like 9:30 p.m. today. Jesus. I mean, just in time to cast, to be fair, but it was a rough weekend. It was a rough weekend, and I have to force myself to sleep after this because we have the Pig or Sword Monday in the morning. Pig or Sword Monday. As the Oracle dips in, this time Trap does not lose the Oracle, does get away. Let's go. Let's get away. Do have a safety Roach Warden in production here at the 420 mark. Nice. 420 Roach Warren. Trap being that much more attentive this time with his Oracles. Oh. Gets a couple of Lings. And now with triple Oracle, Trap, he does have that much more to thread and Shin. Shin towards the main. Does commit. Lings in position. But the Lings are going to be cleaned up. Try to target down some of those workers. 2 drones go down. Oracles are zoned back by the other Queens. And Shin does defend. No quite worth it there for Trap. He gets 3 drones for, what was that, 5 Adepts. Oh, gets a Queen. Does get a Queen, does get 2 extra workers, not bad. 3 extra workers. 5 drone kills, not bad whatsoever. Without the Oracles, without the Adepts, the third base is going to be under fire. It's going to be a kill on the shield battery. Gets on top of the army. Going for the Stalker, but it looks like it's going to be close. Does he get it? No, he does not. Whew. Trappy doesn't lose any stalkers. Does hold. Nicely done. Does have his bases. Getting to his robo. Taking into blink once again. We haven't seen any charged out Archon play out of Trap or anything like that. Just getting to blink, getting to the mid game. Likewise, the lair is done. Extra gas is being taken. Interesting. Shin, I was going to see if he was going to throw down a Hydroden, but no. Goes for the faster infestation pit. Going to gain access to a faster hive. Everyone gets picked up. I'm curious if he goes for melee upgrades with this Evo chamber. If he does go for melee upgrades, we could be trying to rush into something a little bit crazy here. I'm curious. Otherwise, it could just be hive tech for Vipers, of course. Speaking of, Trap this time taking not into Storm. That's a second Robo and a Bay. Working towards Colossus. Colossus and Disruptors. A little bit more old school. Oh my god. Wow, Swarm Host? Night of Swarm is on the way. So I feel like Swarm Hosts are very much so viable here for Shin. Okay. Not something we see too often. This is something that we see like on maps like Amphion, for example. Sometimes Crimson Court, depending on the map. There we go. Swarm Hosts are on the way. We'll see what Shin can get done. We'll see if it goes unscouted, more importantly. As Trap, he did not see the infestation pit. So Trap is in the dark. Not fully aware what's going on. Colossus production has begun. 8 Swarmers on the way. Into Hydra. So this should be Hydra Den into Lurker Den. Into rushing into like Lair Tech Lurkers. To defend against the eventual counterattack. Storm's on the way. Shin distracting the main army, bleeding out some Lings. Massing out more Ling. Roach to survive. Storm does finish, and he's going for the Robos. Yeah, they're both exposed.
Our forces are under attack.
Shinny dives in. What does he go for? Yeah, the first Robo's going to go down. The Colossus is denied. Massive pickoff. Can he get that Nexus as well? No shot. He wants it. Colossus does arrive, and it looks like up. He does not save it, just barely not. Nexus goes down. At the same time, Link Roach hits the 4th. Yeah, Shinny's all over this. That's a cancel on the 4th base. Trap knocked down to 2 bases, the main and the 3rd. He's stuck at home. Lurker Den's on the way. Hive is on the way. Hydras are amassing. Shin getting ready for that Lurker transition. Up. Does Trap catch the Storm Host though? Almost. Almost. Storm Host, they dive back into the Nidus. They survive. Shin rotating around. Just keeping Trap pinned back at home. Keeping him honest. Local save coming in. This time trading with the Stalkers. Nice blinks around the Trap. Does avoid losses. Gets 1 Stalker. 1 Stalker goes down. Lurker upgrades on the way. Again, it's only 8 Swarm Hosts for Shin. And he's done with them. He's done enough damage. Now it's going to be all about the Hydras and the Lurkers. Can they get there in time, though? Trappy's moving out. Trappy's going for a counterattack. Zoning back the Roaches. Lurkers are morphing in, but they're exposed. Shin, he has to engage. There we go. Does force a cancel. Local save into the natural. Once again, going to snipe the Nexus. It's going to go down. And the main army cannot push in. There are, what, 4 or 5 Lurkers on the high ground. And the Lurker count is only getting higher. More Lurkers morphing in. Disruptors have arrived. So far, Trappy's catching up. Does catch up with the Nidus Worms. Does shut them down. Most of them. There's still so many Nidus Worms. The one thing that SHIN is really missing here is going to be Vipers. I believe no Vipers yet. Just purely Ling Hydra Lurker. DTs move out. Main army pushes in. Our tempo is cleaned up, and then we do find the disruptors. As you have a charge, Novas go up. Ooh, 2 lurkers go down. Nice pickups. But we have Trap pushing into lurkers. The Hydra's fighting a little bit too soon. Yeah, a little bit premature. The lurkers do get surrounded. Nice clean up here on the Trap. It comes in from behind, cleans up the lurkers. Very nice engagement here from the Protoss. We'll chase the final lurkers down. Meanwhile, Lurker House on the right-hand side, 9 probe kills, Nidus Storm into the main, does complete. There's nothing quite in the Nidus yet. But Trappy doesn't care. He's had enough Lings, they're flooding into the main. And Trappy's going for the kill. And do we have any Lurkers left? No, there are no Lurkers remaining. There's 1 Lurker in production. Nova's going up. And it's all or nothing for Trap. Other Disruptors! Nova goes up, Disruptors, they're barely saved. And Trap, can he end the game with this? He needs to. The Locust Wave. The Stormers to come back home to defend. It's going to be enough. With the help of the reinforcements, with the Swarm Host. And Trap, he's running out of steam. Nidus Storm still, now being cleaned up in the main. Is being cleaned up, just so much is flashing. Another Nidus across the map. Second Colossus has arrived. Oh my goodness. The juggling. Trap, he saves it. Saves the Colossus. Up to 3. Where are the lurkers? 2 of them just now morphing in. Speaking of, one of them goes down. There's 1 lurker left. Not enough support. Wow, Trap with the lasers. He does get on top of the final lurker, does fall. Another one does come in to reinforce, but there's barely an army here. The Swarm, we need the Locust Wave. Lurkers are going down, and Trap, has he barely done it? He dives on the Swarm Host. Does focus him down, gets 2, gets 3. Where's that Locust Wave? He needs it. Looks like he'll spend across the map. He did kill the base. Trappy doesn't care. He's going for the kill. 1 Swarm Host left. It's not enough. We got 2 Locusts. And wow, despite not having an economy, Trappy's on 2 bases. GG gets called. He doesn't need bases. He will take the series at 2-1. GG. GG, well played again. SHIN, he was focusing a lot of supply to counterattack, to harass. We saw Trap, also we saw SHIN, I think it was the last Locust Wave that he had, was actually across the map instead. Did kill a base, did kill a mineral line, but he did not have enough back at home to defend. GG, not enough lurkers either, and Trap will take it. Trap will advance on to the semi-finals. GG. GG, well played. Trap, he was completely all in at the end of that game, but he did have more than enough very nice control with the Warp Prism, juggling those Colossus, keeping them alive. More importantly, diving on the lurkers as well, making sure once they did morph in that they could not burrow, they could not actually maintain themselves. There was a lot of pressure. There was a lot of pressure on Trap there in those final moments. Congratulations. Congratulations. Trap does take it. And with that, we have our semi-finalists, and we have to figure out where the hell we are. What's going on? Where are we?